I got my seedling trays in. I had to special order them and I've been waiting on them for a couple weeks, but they're here now. So I'm one step closer to being able to do my seed starting. We also picked up some lights and a rack, so we're gonna be building an indoor seedling starting area.
I gotta get this done because I'm going back to work soon, and it would be nice to have everything all set up for Serena when I leave. Once again, with lots of our videos, this is a judgment-free zone. This is the messiest place in the house. It looks like this, and I had to clean it up to get it this clean. So, no judgment, please. All the most important projects right now revolve around getting the ability to do our starts set up. So that's greenhouses and that's grow lights. And we were looking at grow lights the other day, and I was going over to my buddy Kurt's house to pick up some low tunnels that he said we could have, and he had a ton of lights that were all set up with glow light bulbs that he, sold us for a really sweet price. So that's cool because it's always good to get deals. And now we have enough lights that we can build. So we got 10 lights, light hoods, and most of the light bulbs should be functional. The 2 that I've tried so far are good to go. So this is what we're gonna do our starts on, and have the grow lights mounted, on the underneath of each shelf. So we figured that we have enough lights to kind of do this. This is should be like pretty tight, probably getting all those lights in there, but once they're all in there, I'm sure it'll work really well. My plan right now is to put this together tonight and try to start mounting these lights on it so that right away we can start using the grow lights and get some starts going. One of our goals is to reduce plastic use, which does seem impossible, just in this consumerist world that we're in. You can't not buy plastic, right? But we want to start working on reducing the amount of plastic that we do consume because we feel it's, like a super important issue. It's a challenge to source out a lot of products that still function the same way that plastic does, right? Because we use it because it's cheap and it's good at what it does. So it's hard to replace at like lower price points. There are a lot of trays that are super flimsy. Anyone familiar with buying plants, I'm sure, has got a million of those that have like fallen apart in their yard somewhere. The plastic stuff that we are buying for like trays and pots and stuff like that, we are trying to get a slightly higher quality so that at least it's reusable for a bunch of years, and hopefully by the time that it needs to be replaced, we can maybe source out plastic-free solutions to a lot of the issues that we have. But as a starting point, we're at least trying to get something that has some durability built into it, and it's not just like single use and throw away. Of course, I think it's physically impossible for Serena to go to a place that sells like bulbs and not buy at least, something every time she goes. So we picked up a thing of dahlias. She actually snuck it into the cart and I didn't see it.
I'd just like to interrupt this video to say there's a very good reason why I bought dahlia tubers, and it's because my other ones died. So yeah, there's always a reason why I buy my bulbs. So Ian doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't listen to him.
It's time to assemble this now. I'm gonna get at it. The first shelf went on pretty easy, so I think the rest of them are gonna slap together real quick. Just took a second to kind of measure everything up and make sure that the spacing is right, so hopefully this is a short video and not a long video.
It's a pretty weirdo system for putting these things on.
I just had to do some serious contemplating about this shelf. So I'm going to get this second from the bottom shelf taken off, and I will fix all these and make sure that they're all aligned properly. Alright, that seemed to work. I am going to move on to the next level, and I'll just be very careful that anytime I run into those double lines that I get everything lined up properly. think it's all good. Time for the next step. We got this particular shelf because it's got casters, so just gonna screw those in place. There's no particularly easy way to mount these. Like, I just kind of grab them and the shelf that I want to mount them on is like wires. It's not like I can just screw into this. So I think I'm just gonna take these apart and put some hay wire through there and then tie it up to the level above. And that's what I'm gonna do. But I was hoping it'd be easier just to get these mounted, and you know, everything takes time. The solution is to take off the very top of the hood and wrap some wire through there, and then I'll tie it off to the bottom of the shelf that's above whatever one the light's supposed to hang over top. These are tiny screws, so I don't want to have one go flying. There's a couple tabs here I just gotta get the metal to unclip from. Drill a hole just so there was something to mount with in the middle. I'm just gonna snap it back in place. Then you take the 4 little screws that you definitely didn't lose off camera. You put them back in. I got the wires to hang the lights now. The lights themselves are just a bit wider than this little space on the inside of this shelf. So the lights are gonna have to hang down a little bit more than I wanted them to. I gotta get this done because I'm going back to work soon, and it would be nice to have everything all set up for Serena when I leave. This was supposed to be the easy job, and the greenhouse was supposed to be the hard one, but I'm hitting issues everywhere with this. Taking a lot longer than I wanted. Should have got a bigger one. There's not enough width.
This hiccup is actually a pretty big issue. All these lights that we have are this bigger size, and we didn't really think anything of it because they don't look especially massive. But when we go to put them in there, they're not gonna fit too. And from what I've seen in my research, we definitely want to have the 4 bulbs per rack to be able to get even lighting. Without those 4 bulbs, what's the point of setting up a grow light system that is gonna grow like bad seedlings? It kind of defeats the entire purpose. So at this point, I don't really know what we're gonna be able to do to make this work.
Junk man to the rescue! Follow me into my junk cave where I get all my superpowers. And look what I've been saving! Oh man, I hope these are the right size.
Well, those are definitely. Okay, I think I have a solution. I thought the shelf was gonna hold 5 trays wide. I don't know if, I miscalculated on the trays that I purchased, or if it's these bars getting in the way in the same way that they're getting in the way for your lights, but they only hold 4. So if we have 4 and we have the 4 tubes, then it'll do even light. But if we can only mount 1 light in, and then we can only have 2 trays, the light is still, it'll be enough light for the 2 trays. Like if we put them in sideways,
Yeah.
it's gonna cover them. It's gonna be enough. I think we can make this work this way. The only, like, we're not losing the ability to grow seedlings. We're just losing space, which is, you know, one thing that we're fine with anyways. Like we have more than enough space to grow stuff.
We're just in a rush because it's like we got to get it going quickly here.
Yeah, but
So-
like honestly,
This will get us some of the way there.
I'm not too worried because the only thing that I really need this system for is for the tomatoes and the peppers. Everything else is gonna be getting the main amount of light on the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And, you know, like if this is like 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, then, you know, that's a lot. 14 by 72 is gonna give me a lot of seedlings. It's annoying to do this, but like I can do this.
We can fix it for next year, but we can get by this year with it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is all together now. We couldn't get all of the lights to fit together, like next to each other, and hang properly. So some of the shelves only have 1 light, which means we can't get as many starts going on this as we were originally hoping to. But at least now we have something set up that we can start the process. And then we've got a handful of lights left over that we can, you know, get another shelving unit for and set up another area. So at least we're moving forward, right? One more thing that's kind of like partially checked off the list. I'm not going to give it a full check mark, but I'll draw one of the lines in anticipation. Getting stuff done always feels good. So, you know, something that we can now grow starts on. Like, I'm excited to see what Serena can do with this when I'm gone. You know, she'll probably have pictures of things sprouting on Instagram in no time. This definitely took longer than I was expecting. Just, you know, I was hoping to have an easier place to hang the lights from, but having to take them all apart took up a lot more time, and then, you know, them not fitting side by side in a lot of the cases was kind of frustrating and took up a bit more time trying to think of a solution. So, you know, it's burned up some valuable time because I'm only back for a short period, but at least now we're, you know, done this one and just need to get a power bar to hook it all up.
I'm excited. Looks pretty good. I know this was a pain in the butt, so thank you. It'll be exciting to get my soil next week and get started.
Thank you for watching, and check us out again in the future. Like we said, there's going to be lots more stuff where we're building things and then, you know, putting them to use, and we're basically going to try and document all of that this year as we start building this farm that, you know, we've decided to go ahead with. Crazy times. So join us, hit subscribe, ring the bell if you want notifications for when our videos are popping up. And yeah, check us out when we do live videos. We're trying to do live videos once every 2 weeks and pre-schedule them. And then every now and then we pop one up too, just for the hell of it. Thanks for watching. Bye.